Bitcoin just dropped down to 56,000 and nobody was really aware of it, but I shared it on X the day before. I'm going to analyze it for you guys, giving you some updates on the price prediction that I have. What am I doing in this type of situation where everyone was wrong about Bitcoin in this video, guys? Let's go. So thanks for tuning in, friends. I'm gonna give you here a huge update. Don't expect right now too fancy edits or whatsoever, because this is gonna be a raw video. I'm just recording it for you in order to be able to upload immediately after this recording. And let's dive into the price chart immediately, guys. Before that, I just wanna quickly talk a little bit about the narrative that is going on all these crypto guys who believe that Bitcoin is going to go to the moon in just a couple of days or whatsoever. Everyone has just wrong expectations because they don't understand one simple thing about the market, and that's actually the algo behind it. Everyone is just focusing on the investing perspective, on the long-term goal, and this is absolutely not bad to do. You should be focusing on a long-term investment on Bitcoin, but the most important thing is actually that if you want to scale in as much as you can, then you should be aware that this can happen, and you should not have right now fear in the market. Because right now, I think everyone doesn't have here a good feeling here down. It seems like Bitcoin is going to crash or whatsoever, but to be honest, I also had tears today in the morning because I was so happy that I'm able now to buy some new Bitcoin. So this is definitely right now, I would say, if you have a look on the past price action, what we have here, one of the best opportunities, okay? So I'm gonna dive in about this whole price action immediately, but first, I wanna show you also a little bit my Twitter page. You gotta follow me over here. I don't know how to call it. Is it X? Is it Twitter? I'm still confused. I still use both terms for it. Here, guys, I don't really have much followers here because I was not really promoting this kind of thing, but I highly recommend you to do so, because I'm posting here always some updates regarding my trading, but also regarding crypto. And I'm only a fan of Bitcoin currently. I'm not really looking too much into altcoins, so you should not expect here any other stuff. Like, I believe a little bit in Ethereum, a little bit in Chainlink and so on, but I think Bitcoin is the major currency that you should look on, and I think it's the most important one to look in the future. I would totally ignore the other altcoins, because I'm gonna explain you this kind of thing also up front, because people just believe that they can make big money with altcoins, but I would say the best thing to do is actually Bitcoin. The reason for that, it's actually the currency which is super safe compared to the other ones, right? If you believe cryptocurrency is going to be the future, which I believe 100%, I mean, just think of it, is the world right now getting more digital or not? I think yes. So crypto is like the next step for money. Like, money is absolutely trash. I think the majority is aware of this. If you want to know more about this topic, just let me know, because I'm gonna put here some nice stuff on YouTube in the future as well regarding our fiat system and so on. I'm going to talk a lot about Bitcoin in the future, but for now, I want to just give you right now a little bit some price action updates in combination with my technical analysis, because I'm aware of how the market works. I know that pullbacks in the market may come and should come, and it's obligatory that it's gonna happen, and people just forget this when the price is just moving, because on Bitcoin it's crazy how it moved. I'm honest with you, like the bullish movements that it did, if you just quickly have a look on over here, that's insane. I mean, the bull run was so fast that even me, I haven't really realized that one. I shared that in the last video that I was kind of missing out on it, and then I bought it in this area here of 62,000, which created a liquidity for the future. I wasn't really sure at that moment when I entered. I was like, okay, maybe right now price will go and shoot up to 100,000 or whatsoever. Like, the possibility was there, and the chance for me not being in the market was like higher, and that's why I decided to buy in at 62,000. Now we're just a little bit below, and I'm going to also show you right now what kind of options we have that market is going to provide us. So yeah, it's crazy. The market is super moving in. The point was that people always forget that pullbacks have to come. Like, there is no option that pullbacks should not come. People believe just because right now we got institutions, there ain't gonna happen any form of pullbacks. No, 10%, that's maximum, guys. 30% was something from the past, or 40%. But that's just let's just measure right now the correction that Bitcoin just provided us. Insane. It's 23% correction. And that is huge. And now keep in mind that so much institutions are in the market at that price, and they are right now exposed to this drawdown. And that's exactly, guys, why you should not have fear in the market. If you know that there are so big institutions in the market, then why do you even have fear in this particular situation? Because I know many have. Many believe right now that it's over for Bitcoin or whatsoever, or that the bearish run will start right now and the bull run is over or whatsoever. And I'm gonna just tell you that this cannot even be the case, because you got right now those big institutions getting involved in the market. They also get exposed up to 23%. Now, what their specific price was when they invested in Bitcoin or whatsoever, irrelevant. But you know that the worst possession from some of these institutions might be 23%. And that means that this is a discount for them as well. And I'm expecting that very soon price is gonna get some more volume in it, like more institutions are going to use this chance in the market. I'm also going to explain you another thing about institutions, because people are like a little bit misinformed about how they act in reality. Like, they're not really interested in buying Bitcoin at the cheapest price possible. They're more than likely looking to get into the market at a specific level where they don't see themselves putting on risk for Bitcoin potentially not working out. For them, it's like when they pick up an asset, it's not like I'm gonna pick an asset regarding making the most percentage in gains, like we traders and so on, or we meme coin investors and so on, right? They are not investors, they're just gamblers. We're trying to get 10x, 20x, 30x, 100x, all that bullshit that you see on social media and so on, which is actually making 0 sense. And they are just looking to get an asset which is low risk, right? Low risk, but realistic gains. And for Bitcoin to be that type of asset for many institutions, for many companies and so on in the future, it has to gain more and more in value. It's gotta be at 100k, 200k, 300k, 500k, whatsoever. Every big company out there has a specific target of what kind of price they're gonna to add more into their portfolio. And it's not about right now, okay, it's dropping to 56,000, this is right now the best price for me. Not really. Some of them are doing it, and the automatic reaction of every market is going to be that this will happen, because the reaction right now happens for one simple reason. Because we gotta understand that. People don't understand it, but I'm gonna explain you now exactly why and what happened. People they entered into this Bitcoin market at those high prices. Like, they started since the spot ADF approval, when we had this correction over here. Price just started to pump up because a lot of money got into Bitcoin at that moment. So they've been buying Bitcoin. So of course, the logical reaction is that the Bitcoin price is going to increase. But at a certain point, the algo has to provide you a distribution. Like, there is no other possibility than that. If everyone is buying, it doesn't mean automatically that the price is just going to shoot up. Yes, that phase exists when exactly at that moment when too much orders are going to come into the market, price is going to fly up like crazy. That's called an expansion phase. But people believe that this is already the phase. The Bitcoin will expand out to 100, 200, 300k in just a few lines. People call it the God candle or whatsoever. But what they didn't understand is that it was the bearish God candle. We are not in the last period of the bull run right now. We're at the start, guys, right? Just because we've been running new all-time highs, that doesn't mean that the price now has to just shoot up to 200k and everyone just making easy money. No. We gotta have a little bit of a shakeout, and that shakeout happens in a very natural way, because the reason for that is actually because too much participants have joined the market at this price, and now the Bitcoin price naturally by the algo has to distribute a little bit lower so that this bull run will be for the long term. Because do you really think that BlackRock and all these big institutions, also from China and so on, are going to invest in this market, which is a bubble? Because that would be exactly the thing which would happen if the Bitcoin price would just shoot up. It would be a bubble. If Bitcoin right now would have gained so much in value that it would have been right now at 150,000 at this date right now, and not at 57,000, that would be a big bubble. That would mean that the price will then crash more than 50%, probably even more, in just a very short time period. And that's not exactly what we want to have for Bitcoin if you understand how Bitcoin works. You gotta have a very healthy bull run. And the algo is here to ensure that, because it's not us retailers who wanna buy this market and wanna benefit from it. No. Since that one ETF has been approved from the SEC and the BlackRock has initiated this whole thing, since that moment we have strong institutional power in the market, and that means they are gonna control the market because they are gonna know exactly the numbers, how much money will flow into the ETF, so how much Bitcoin will be bought at the end, and therefore they can control this whole thing, and the algo of the Bitcoin price will balance this whole thing. Balance is the right word, because it has to rebalance the entire bull run over and over again. And what we just see right now is just a natural imbalance that market had, and right now we're rebalancing it. So hope that you kind of understand what I'm trying to do. This is exactly why right now in general all the markets are crashing, because everything just pumped up over the last couple of weeks and months, and that was too crazy. Now that's exactly the phase when we gotta rebalance this whole thing. That's exactly what the price here today on Bitcoin dropped that much. So I've explained to that the last time that my kind of target was that the halving event is going to be responsible to making the low in the market. But the low which got created till the Bitcoin halving end, that was already 59,000. But we haven't surpassed 59,000, so we tapped into the 59,000, which was here, this thing here, as you can see, 59,600. So I've already believed, and I shared that here on Twitter as well. Let's just have a look on here when I shared that with you guys. BTC will drop down to 59K guaranteed, yes, as it happened. Then that was then 3 days afterwards it got hit, as mentioned, but it wasn't really fully valid, because at that moment I didn't know what will happen at that day, how the daily candle will close or whatsoever. So I didn't even know if it's finished or whatsoever. But it wasn't finished at that time because we didn't really hit 59,000. Then I shared this one here. I think we're in a longer accumulation phase, potential to go back to 59K. Exactly, that's what happened again. So BTC down to 59K again. Shared this, and then 12 hours later, after our forecast, Bitcoin dropped down from 64,000 to 59,000. So let me show you this here on the daily time frame, because that was that one day here. As you can see, we've been at 64,720 in price, and just dropped down. And my original target was actually here, this on the weekly price chart. This is liquidity level, which is also on the daily level here, these triple lows or whatsoever. And now we are here in an area, in a price area where it just gets super attractive for investors as well as for big institutions to buy the Bitcoin price again. However, most of these institutions don't really care about the price, as I just mentioned early on. They more than likely care more about investing into the market. This is right now just a natural crash, has a lot to do with the value of the US dollar as well. That's why it's crashing as well. And now we might have the reversal. At least that's what I'm expecting, guys. We've seen here also in the monthly price chart, because we had like the monthly close. That's exactly why it closed that way. Now we are like below these levels, and we are tapping in some big form of liquidity from my point of view, which will be responsible for the bullish price. I don't really see price going too much lower. I would say yes, it's possible to come down to this level as well. I'm not saying this is not possible. However, I'm not really expecting that this will happen. I believe that the low is almost reached, maybe below 50,000, something like this. But those are my levels for now, guys. I'm expecting price, one scenario, to hold it here, but I'm gonna see here some lower time frame switching to go up. And now 100% the 100k area will be the next target for Bitcoin. As mentioned, I'm expecting price till the end of 2025 that it's gonna end the bull run. It's like just the first phase. I don't know how long we will right now reaccumulate here. That may take a long time. Don't forget that. People are always so euphoric. Oh, we just grabbed the liquidity whatsoever. Now we will shoot up. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It might happen, but I don't really know this kind of thing, and nobody really knows this thing as well. So why do you want to bet on that? So don't bet on this, guys. Just expect the price might from here reverse, as well as it could drop lower to run these liquidity levels and then go up higher. That's it, guys. I'm not really seeing price not going below 38,000. If that might be the case, I'm gonna make, of course, an update, guys, or whatsoever, but I don't really see this. If it will happen, I'm still happy. I'm gonna invest so much more money. I'm gonna put my trades more onto risks to gain even more money to buy Bitcoin at that low price. Because that's like the most incredible opportunity that you can expect. For now on, guys, this is my forecast. Price gonna from here break everything back up, will reaccumulate or whatsoever, and then will ensure higher prices up to 100k. That's my forecast. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about Bitcoin, and if you want to see some new videos in the future. Bye bye, guys.